or under $2 million. Any of our clients that want a $2 million deal, we'll just pass it right through to you. But I had to represent Capgemini. I couldn't represent my local company because of the global brand. And Adam Global becomes this global brand, and everything is Adam Global. It doesn't really matter if it's being serviced from a local or a regional or a combination of us. So if we can identify who are the ones who are going to buy more, those clients who will buy more will probably say, I have another service. How about a consulting service in accounting? Or how about an innovation program for us to help out? Because we're in this life cycle of growth and we're stagnating. We don't know where to go. The competitors are getting there. You may sell accounting services, but they need innovation. Is there anybody in our Adam Global that can sell innovation? We don't know that right now because we don't really know who we are. We don't know the different capabilities. But the platform will allow us to provide that. So coming up here in terms of, are you satisfying a need already? Hopefully you are, because we're very successful businesses already. Does that give us the trusted community? And if we don't have that trust as a community, or Adam Global doesn't have that trust, then we're going to still struggle, just like any other small, medium enterprise. So what we want to be able to do is, once we do get that trust, can we sell them more? And this is where the Dealmaker comes in. If we know we have good clients that would trust us, are they going to trust if I offer somebody else's service to them? They should. Right? And then if we can, identify what is the right place, the right time, the right message. Sometimes I might have an idea, or I talk to somebody and it's a brilliant idea. Apple came up with something called the Newton. Does anybody remember what the Newton was? You do. It was a really, really, really cool PDA, personal digital assistant. Okay? But it was 10 years, 15 years ago. They lost billions of dollars. Okay? Apple now is considered one of the most innovative companies in the world, right? Do you think they produce all the components of an iPhone? Do they produce any of it? Do they produce any of their software that they sell on their iTunes? No. They aggregate. Okay? And they come up with an innovative business model, and they partner with the right people because they learned something very, very critical about innovation. You don't develop everything. You identify what the need is, and you identify how do you put all the pieces together, and you don't get really, really ingenuity and come up with a whole new product. You piece together Samsung's display. You put together the factory out in China who's low cost to get a competitive advantage. You take a look at software in the MP3 or the music world and say, what if we combine all of this, get some good engineers and some good lawyers together, and why don't we sell it? Oh, it's too expensive to have our own workforce to sell products. Who can sell it for us? How about AT&T? How about T-Mobile? How about these other places that people come and get a telephone and let them pay us for the privilege of selling it? Right? So Apple became a very, very rich company doing nothing but piecing together things. And that's what we want to be able to do. Take the skills of our collectiveness and put it into something that is really, really good. Part of this is really identifying down here is key is your local provider. The hands-on connection to a client, the reputation that we have with our clients is critical. This is that trusted advisor. Okay? So once we want to be able to do is, if we can all speak a common language, it makes our deals easier. If I needed to articulate a deal to somebody here, how would I do it currently? Call them up? Talk or send them an email? How often do you do that? Raise of hands. Do you do that over 10 times a week? How effective are those communications who do that? They're very. What makes them effective? If you had to say 2 attributes of making that communication effective, what makes them effective? They're fast. Okay? And precise. you already know what you need to communicate. And if you already know what you're communicating, you don't spend, hey, I have an idea in my head, and you're drafting out 3 pages. Are your communications pretty short? Short, concise, and it's identifying what does that other person need in terms of information so that he can come back and collect that deal. Okay? A lot of people spend a lot of time talking about an idea, but then nothing ever comes of it because we haven't gotten to the real point of, is there money involved? Is there too much risk? Is it in a location? Is it a specialization that I have, or do I trust the person who I could bring in? And once we can articulate that in a nice common language, we can scale to 100 offices pretty easily. Okay? So what we want to be able to do is, how do we make money off this? Is if the local provider finds something, they communicate it, it gets posted into a Dealmaker, an electronic platform, off of your smart device. Do you want to make money off that? You may not actually do the overall service, but you want to make a commission. Anybody know this small company called Amazon? Anybody know what they produce? They produce anything? Do they make a lot of money?
Yes.
But they don't produce anything. So how do they make money? They put people together. I have somebody who wants a book. I have authors who like to author books, but they don't have an infrastructure. I have a distributor, DHL or FedEx or somebody else, who I can put together, and everybody takes a small commission off of it. But who tracks all of that? Amazon. You go on and says, look, here's a deal, here's the status, here's the shipment, here's when you should expect it, and how about the rating? How good was that service? Who rates the delivery of the service? Because that's critical for our trusted partner, right? So what if we build a platform that identifies, here's our partners who are really trusted, because I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for somebody I don't trust, who doesn't deliver. Right? So we'll build a platform just like Amazon that says, I trust these people, they've delivered, and you know what? Once I find that trust, I will push more and more deals to them. Would you? Right? You would, right? Because you want to make some money. Okay. Right now, we have a platform, so if you're already online, you can already start to post your deals. Tomorrow, when we do the workshop, we're going to ask you to coordinate with other people and come up with 3 potential deals. Because it's that forcing of think through a deal and what the benefit is that's going to really make us the money. And then we'll take that, put it in. In state, what we want to be able to do is take a look at, if I can send you something, here's a list of deals on a global network, and you can scan through them very quickly. It's not in my geographical region, so I'm really not interested. Or it's not of a certain amount. Or if it's not a specialization that I know. But you want to be able to sort through and say, it's from a member that I don't quite trust, but then you can go and talk to them and find out if that trust, or we have this rating system. So a search or a quick filtering that it doesn't take you more than 1 or 2 minutes to go through. We're all busy. I don't like spending an hour trying to look through deals unless it's something that it's really going to be targeted toward me. Okay? And then more importantly down here is, how do we know that the deal is accepted? If you take a look at innovation, you look at ideas, so many of them, about 85%, just stop. It's an idea, I posted it out, I sent an email out, but nothing got closed. How are we going to track the closure? How do we know that it's now a client? And how do we know that it's somebody that's going to make us money, and who's tracking the money and the delivery? Part of the Adam platform is, don't worry about the payment, don't worry about the collection, because we'll work on the cloud. I just gave a 3-day seminar on cloud computing, the strategic advantage for businesses. Why don't we just leverage the cloud like everybody else? It saves us a lot of money, and all we have to do is carry around here the dashboards and everything else, our client list. We say, look, where are we on this? What do I need to do? And it can be integrated with email or integrated with our own delivery system. But I need your help on that. On the workshop tomorrow, after we do the manual, I'm going to ask you for your opinion on how do we make this really viable. Everybody likes smartphones, or everybody has a smartphone, right? Do you ever go to a computer now? How many people still go and sit down at a computer?
Laptop.
Laptop. Is that the same laptop you take with you? Okay, so you just connect it to a bigger screen. Almost everybody in the business is now going to be on a portable device. Dr. Tayyir finally got me to get away from one because I do a lot of sketching. He said, you need to go buy this Samsung because all of your ideas I need to have articulated or documented. So we buy it. But now that I have this, everything that I do needs to be off of here. So we'll find out what's the ease of use for you to have a platform for deal making that makes sense. Right? If you've ever seen people make money without doing anything, have you ever looked at Google and you see these little ads, right? And you click on the ads. Every time somebody clicks on an ad, somebody is making money. Okay? So I'm reading this book called Get Rich Clip. And it's all about how multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs are making money doing nothing except for building a platform saying, you have a service, so all of your local websites, if I create a platform like Adam Global that people will come to, and we do some nice content, and it might be Forbes magazines or others that we're bringing in, you have an expertise, somebody reads it, and they say, that's a service that you would also offer. And they go and click on your service, right? For whatever action that is, go and register me. Get me, buy something from me. We can set up a platform that gives you money every time that that happens. Right? So now we can start to make money even if we're not physically interacting with the client, just like a lot of other multimillionaires are doing. Okay? And that's exciting to me. A lot of it is we have the expertise. How do we affiliate with the top experts? You are the experts. Right? Our local affiliates are the people who have their specializations. We need to highlight that. So as we get to know each other and we get the bio, we will collect that and we may ask you, hey, what is the latest and greatest in accounting? And you post it and somebody comes up and looks at it and it says your service is accountant in that local geographical area, go and connect to them. Okay? That saves us a lot of money on advertising. So as a global platform, we will start to do some of the back-end management of getting your message out. That makes sense. More importantly, what I really want to stress is how do we speak this common language? And now this is a course that I give in innovation, and when I work with the executive MBAs and I do a workshop with them, in 3-hour workshop, I can get the 50 MBAs to generate 150 business ideas. That's not bad for a half-day workshop. I do this with clients, and in the end of a weekend, I get 27 really thought-out business concepts, 4 of which they took and implemented for $2 million in the first year. Okay, so it's a thought process, and once you start to think like this, your ideas are a little bit more robust. So they're not just intangibles, it's something that you can articulate. And all we need to do is identify what are the trends and the human needs, and we put it together. And then we identify, well, what is it that we're really offering down here? Too many of us don't really know what we're really offering, because we say we have an accounting package. But that's not really what you're offering. You're offering an accounting package that will satisfy the need. I don't have the expertise, I need it done quickly. So you're selling on demand, you're selling quick, easy service. Or you're selling a reliability or risk management because the tax department needs you to have a certain format. Okay. So between the offering and the needs, marketing needs, it identifies what we're really putting together. This whole, do you produce it or does somebody else produce it or who you partner with, is all in an eye set. The more people we have in our Adam Global network and we know about them, the easier it is for us to articulate something new. Okay. So in state, what happens is we come up and say, in a single sentence, we will propose to offer something, accounting services, to meet the segment needs of the new regulatory requirements of the EU government, using the production assets of our local accountant plus our lawyers, deliver it through the channel of Adam Global with the help of whatever the partners are for the legal side, and use a business model of consulting services or a recurring fee or a monthly fee, whatever the business model would be. And if I send that and put it out to a deal maker, somebody reads that, they have a very good understanding of exactly what their contribution would be and how we're going to make money. And that's pretty much what we want to be able to do. Eventually in a workshop it comes up and it's populated like that. On average now, if I have to brainstorm something like this, it will take me about 20 minutes to brainstorm. Okay? As I start to teach people, it takes them an hour or two, because I have to understand, is there a real trend, is there a need? But once you get the habit of it, it's very, very effective. Okay. So what I want to end with right now is, tomorrow we're going to do a workshop. Okay? We want to make sure, do we know each other? What do you really need to know about each other? Because physical partnerships, a lot of it is your face, your trust, your body language, and everything else. Once we leave this conference after tomorrow, a lot of this is still going to be online. Right? I worked with B&I International on their global power team, and I had their global team using a platform for video interaction. Okay? It's effective to a certain extent, but not a great extent. We need to make sure that whatever we do face-to-face tomorrow can feel comfortable so that we can do weekly or monthly or bi-weekly get together and say, I have an idea, let's post it up, but now I still need to talk to you face-to-face. Because how do we establish trust of 100+ affiliates in a commercial world that is based upon technology nowadays instead of just meeting face-to-face between the cities? Okay, so your contribution tomorrow is going to be very useful. Okay. That's it. I want to build this platform that we all help and we all make money. And I have the capability with Dr. Tayyir and the chance to do that. So let's do it. Let's all go out there and do it.